Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I've got the sick hoodie on. This is what I wear when I'm sick. I'm not actually sick. Um, I just feel like it. I got a COVID vaccine yesterday, and it has destroyed me. I did not sleep last night, and I felt awful all day. So, not great timing, but good to get it out of the way before Big Brother for sure. I'm also glad I didn't decide to go to the Survivor finale because I would have had to cancel. Not that I was ever really thinking about it. I don't know why this one hit me. I've gotten hit before, but not this bad. I also got a tetanus shot at the same time in the same arm. I don't know if that made it worse. Probably made it worse. Yeah. They didn't seem concerned. They were like, I don't know, just get them both out of the way. I was like, sure. That's chill. Yeah, my arm is pretty sore. It's not that bad, but it didn't help with the sleep. I am using the Need Feeds mug available at the store, Taran Armstrong store. Well, there's a link somewhere. We are, of course, here for the finale of Survivor 50. Um, let me make sure everything is set up properly. You are not seeing that, are you? That's not right. There it is. And then if I do this, can you see that? Can you hear that on Patreon? Perfect. Slightly loud. I am live on YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon. Patreon is the best place to be. You get the best version of the stream. We are in for 3 hours of content, I believe. I believe that's the plan. And yeah, they're talking about in the chat there. I think the idea is that like it's not a classic reunion, and that it's just gonna be like checking in at the live show along the way, leading into the winner reveal. So basically, like a Big Brother finale, or closer to it. Which, on one hand, like, I've not been a fan of the reunions lately. So I'm not that pressed. And there's a world where this is a little bit better than what we had before. But the ideal world is like a good, solid reunion. And I feel like there's some juicy stuff to dig into this season. Lots of grudges. I mean, all-star reunions are, to my memory at least, known for being pretty juicy. The original All-Stars reunion was wild back in the day. Um, we are at the final five, I believe, right? Aubrey, Jonathan, Tiffany, Joe, Rizzo. Um, at this point, it's feeling pretty Aubrey. I don't think Jonathan is out of the question by any means. I think Rizzo is like technically live, but really hard to see. And I think Joe and Tiffany have no shot. Which means I don't want to jinx anything, but things are looking pretty good for me in my draft. Always feels good to go into a finale where you got the top two contenders to win. I have Aubrey and Jonathan, yeah. Yeah, Aubrey did a Taran show with me way back when. We connected. It was funny. I think we had actually discovered that we had both interned briefly at the same like newspaper or magazine or something as kids. Um, yeah, I've seen a lot of disappointment, which I get. Like I said, I think the Suri of it all particularly hurt because it felt like she actually had a shot this time. Which seasons have I won the draft? Oh, geez. I mean, genuinely, too many to count. Maybe at the end of the stream, it would genuinely be disruptive. I'd have to like look it up and go through the list. Prior to the new format, I won nearly every Survivor draft. Then we started at 41 with seven drafters, and I won the first one with Erica. And this would be my second win in the new era. Although I did technically also have Kenzie. Like I picked a winner, but I just also had the grenade. Finish behind the mirror. Nice. You found BB during BB 26. Oh, look at that. Perfect. You only missed one season and it's not one you needed to have. On pet peeves alone, yeah. I mean, basically the whole thing with the draft, the new era draft, was that I had won like nearly every single survivor draft. I had gone undefeated for so long that I was like, this is like actually getting boring. And so I wanted, especially with a 7 person, I've talked about this before, but like on a draft of 7 where there's like 7 people on the podcast, 7 or 8, I don't even know. Um like not everyone needs to be the main character, and I'm like often the driver in Big Brother podcast. So like on a Survivor podcast, I'm super happy to just be a bit player. I really enjoy it. So like my whole thing coming in was like I'm just gonna I'm just gonna play up a bit. I'm gonna not I didn't want to put in the work to study all the interviews and stuff. And so I literally just did pet peeves. And then frankly, I just got very lucky with that first pick. And then it was like, what? Well, what am I doing? What am I doing now? I've won the very first one when I wasn't supposed to. And then it's like this is my issue. The second you get a taste of winning it, like I have this um love hate relationship with competitiveness, where like I don't like it. I don't like to be competitive. Um, but sometimes I can't help it, and it's worse when you win. When you lose, it's so easy to not care. When you win, all of a sudden it's like, well, now now that's my role. um Spoilers for competitive climbing, but Yanya is the goat. She wins like every time she plays, and she has the most amount of pressure on her of any athlete, because if she doesn't come first place, it's like, whoa, Yanya failed. Whereas anybody else is like, they made it to finals. They made podium. Which is, of course, to say I am the Yanya of drafting, for sure. All right. The episode's going to start. It'd be really funny if like Rizzo won and I didn't end up winning the draft and I went on this whole thing. I mean, honestly, that like let's make it happen. Oh, all right. Prediction. Commercial by 5:15. A little bit later than normal because it's a longer episode. The audience has Rizzo. I don't think. Oh no, you know what? The audience has won a draft before. The audience won reindeer games with Nicole, I believe. First time, I think. All right, we're starting very soon here. Here we are. We're live. Wait, you guys didn't watch this season because of Mr. Beast and Billie Eilish? That's where I came. Is the audio bad for you guys? It's quiet. CBS audio is awful. I bumped it up a bit. I can bump it up a little more. It might sound worse without headphones. With headphones, I'm kind of okay. Oh, no Mike White. Well, there goes half the drama. I was scanning the faces when he said it's the best, one of the best seasons we've ever done. Very few people were like acknowledging that statement. Here we go. I actually do think it's been a good season. It's had some lows for sure, but compared to the last two, especially, it's like a huge step up. And it was honestly, I think, better than I thought it would be. I had kind of low expectations. There were some really good moments. Wait, I forgot it's 2 million. Wait, if Aubrey wins 2 mil plus second place money, would she be second most winningest? Sandra won 2 individual mills. No, no second place. Now, Heroes versus Villains was only 1. Yeah, Tony's the indisputable number 1 with 3 mil. immediately giving Rizzo some credit here. Ooh. Rizzo doesn't forget his 2 mil. Oh, come on. Hey, people can get mad. Where did this Joe come from? I mean, it's kind of good. This is kind of like the Nicole Franzel get called the snake. This is the last one, the last intro. We got next to nothing from Jonathan there, which is not good for Jonathan's chances. I don't think there's any chance they're going to convince me that Joe has a shot. So at this point, it's starting to feel like it is potentially Rizzo as the main contender. But he still has like no personal story. Like even Spencer and Second Chances had like that growth story, you know? I feel like Rizzo has nothing. It's so transactional in the edit. Hmm. That's pretty wild. And then that's the best shot for Rizzo. It's the best shot for Jonathan. Man, she has the perfect tear trails. His hands are shaking. That was really sweet. I didn't fully get the trophy angle. Okay, that last bit there took us over 5:15. So it was a no on the prediction. Next prediction. Challenge. Is it challenge time? I'm curious to know if that's if they're gonna keep doing stuff like that, or if that's like that was just for Suri. I mean, I guess it makes sense to have Suri there now in the first bit because it's the closest to when she was voted out. I am also curious about like um how the casual fans see Suri. I mean, Suri was always a fan favorite. Um but she's I would say more beloved online. So it's like I think that it can go under recognized just how important a segment like that is for the general viewership of Survivor. Think about it like this. If you were to go and rewatch um you know, Survivor. You watch Survivor from the start. You have very little context on how the audience felt at the time. All of your information comes from the show. And that's true for most people, even when they're watching it live. So to have a segment like that where Suri is acknowledged so overwhelmingly for being a fan favorite, like that really cements for all fans of the show, for all viewers of the show, that that is true. Big Brother commercial. Very brief one. My boss just saw your face on my phone screen and he asked me if you're a manosphere streamer. Caught me. You know, I mean, and this is the problem with society nowadays. Is women, you know? Where's the man's participation trophy? Why aren't we celebrating Devon's? Huh. I can already anticipate all of the people. Oh, Jonathan, Rizzo, and Joe are sexist because they want to go to the final three with only men, even though it makes sense. You tell him I'm vaccine maxing. All right, we're back. We're back. We do, in fact, have a challenge. Wow, that was some music right there. Ooh, this is fun. All right, who comes in second place? Second place. Always with the mud. Do we think this is going to be a prediction? Actually, do we think Rizzo plays his idol? I forget. I feel like he didn't play it last season, right? Or am I wrong? Oh, he did. Okay, never mind. I think he just didn't play it so many times. I was like, maybe he never did. Hmm? Jeff's like, you know how hard it was to put that rope there? This looks fun. I'm not going to lie. This is one of those moments where, like, I want Aubrey to win, but I'd prefer for her to win in the world where Tiffany does win the immunity and she has to pull out some magic. You know what I mean? It's like I'm playing with fire. But it's kind of like Tony's original season where it was like, it was so much better that he got screwed at the final three and overcame it. But we flirted with the world where Wu was the winner of Kagayan. Jeff was mad at Rizzo. It's called a twist. It's called a twistos twisted net. Man, this challenge was not built for smaller people, I'll tell you that. Yeah, because he heard you say Jonathan did it. Not a major lead. Aubrey way behind. Tiff already ahead of Jonathan. I'm kind of ready to be like, screw it. I want Tiff to win this. It'd be kind of hype. Oh, she slowed down a lot. The guts. Oh, that's not what I need to see right now. Man, I feel like successfully placing the piece takes so much time sometimes. Joe is really close. Tiff is pretty close. It is. I still think Joe's in the lead here. Oh, Jonathan's actually very close as well. See how long it takes them to put the pieces in place? Jonathan's just about done. Every one of Jonathan's pieces are like individual pieces. But it's taken him a long time. Wow, I can't believe I called that out. This is this is actually tense. I don't think I've been this tense during a challenge in a while. Jonathan's so close. It's hard to see how he doesn't win, but he is struggling to get those pieces in. It's literally two left. Nah, she's way too far off. She's got like four left. Two? That looked like more than two to me. Oh, wow. One left, but it's potentially a tricky one. Oh. Oh. Jesus, he's going to break his fist. Man, how do you not give Tiff more of an edit? This is epic. Damn. Hey. I can't believe it rolled. The coin. Wait, he does have gifts for everyone. Hey, that's pretty valuable if he goes on Beast Games. All right, Tiffany was second place. Next prediction. Does Jeff talk to Ozzy in the next segment? Does Jeff talk to Ozzy in the next segment? That's the prediction. So basically, it feels like they went all in on that challenge. They were like, this is not going to be a surprise who gets voted out. We're just going to make the challenge really intense. Hopefully that means we can kind of yada yada the tribal, but it probably won't. Shot in the dark is no longer valid. I believe it stops at either 5 or 6. 7? Oh well. Oh, did anyone go see Obsession? We skipped recording uh Tastemakers this week, so I haven't had a chance to talk about it. Great movie. Highly recommend. I've noticed that it's a horror movie that seems to have broad appeal, which is pretty rare. I guess maybe less rare nowadays. I mean, Weapons was also pretty broad appeal. I heard Hokum was terrible. Oh, I finished The Boys too. I'm just doing Tastemakers right now. I finished The Boys today because I've been sick. I have nothing to do. I don't even know why I finished that show. We're back. We're back. I haven't enjoyed it since at least season 3. And honestly, probably even deeper. I saw Jonathan. Mm. Rizzo doing jury management. Rectify. Is she wrong? That's literally what I said in the draft, I think. Yeah. Hmm. That's a good one. That's why it's a good offer. I think the problem here with Jonathan, the problem with pitching Jonathan is that if he doesn't take Tiff out now, it takes away from his win at the final five, this big moment in his mind where he beat Tiff. Is Jeff propositioning? Good for them. All right, we did not talk to Ozzy. We could run it back. Or we could see is Jeff going to talk to like Tiffany? How about that? Does Jeff talk to Tiffany? Now, this is a bit of a double prediction because if Tiffany is not voted out, the odds of her being talked to by Jeff are considerably lower. On the live show specifically, does Jeff talk to Tiffany on the live show? Meaning present day, not on the island. Basically, the theory would be Tiffany gets voted out at Tribal. And then we cut to the live show. And Jeff pulls her up and says, Tiffany, you were such a big character on the show this season. You had so many confessionals. Are we still doing a Dutton Ranch preview? Wow, that was the whole commercial. What I was saying before too, Jonathan has this big moment where he beat Tiffany in the immunity challenge. He celebrated massively. If he didn't take Tiffany out, it would take away from that moment in his mind, I think. This close challenge is a big moment in his story. Rizzo staring into space. You don't tell somebody that before you vote them out. You tell somebody that after you vote them out. Why is Jeff arguing Jonathan's case? Jeff, chill. I look like I'm in the turret. That's my kind of tribal right there. No need to misdirect. Let's just get it all out. And this is the best thing that could happen to Aubrey with the jury as well, is this like big pitch that like not taking out Aubrey here is a mistake. Because she's certainly going to go on the jury believing that. And now it's a narrative out there. If they fail to get Aubrey out, did Rizzo ever figure out who gave it to him? Twentieth person. 20th person voted out. Has he ever said that before? We've had more than 20. Have we? No, we've had 18. We've had 20. No, I don't think he's ever said 20th person voted out. There might be a 21st, depending on if there's fire. See how much better she likes that story after she's been voted out? Tiff's coming out. I was gonna say that's a bit of a pointed question, but they clearly rehearsed it. Okay. Let's Jeff did talk to Tiffany. Let's run the Aussie one back now. I love this little guessing game we get to play. Who is Jeff gonna talk to? I mean, I'll say it again. If this is Aubrey's game to win, I would so much rather it be not via fire. Even if it was just like immunity, no fire. I guess if she won immunity and there was fire, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I will say, I feel it feels very like Joe still has nothing. I feel like Jonathan's just getting dogged on. I think Rizzo's getting dogged on, and Aubrey's being hyped up. It's hard to see the world where Aubrey doesn't win this. But in the world where Aubrey does get sniped at 4, it does kind of validate the plan. It does kind of validate the decisions and the arguments made by Jonathan. Still, it just it feels pretty locked in. I felt like the way that they specifically showed Tiffany saying that she felt insulted by people coming to her trying to manage her, and then we cut to a shot of Rizzo specifically, and we saw that conversation that Rizzo had with her, even though Jonathan clearly had those conversations too. It felt to me like they were trying to single out Rizzo as the bad actor there, even though Jonathan's the one that got into the argument with her at Tribal. So I do still feel like Jonathan is, and Jonathan has had so much more personal content over the season. He's talked about his history a lot more, how he wanted to change his game, what happened last time. Joe technically has some of that content, but he's been so one note. Could you imagine? I mean, listen, if Joe won, it would be like the Gabler win. Like, I didn't see that coming. But like it's I didn't see it coming, but like technically the edit is there. Like if you went back, you could say Joe has personal content. He expresses a philosophy of the game. He has made moves. He's been a decision maker. He's been a key cog in a lot of votes. He's talked about what he wanted to change from last time. Like all of that stuff is technically there. It's just that like you couldn't ever expect him to really be the winner based on the context of his edit. All right, we're back. It is wild that all of these players have been here before. I mean, they are hyping Aubrey up as this unbeatable. I feel like they've done this before though, and it is actually the winner that they do this with. No way. If Aubrey makes it there via winning a challenge, I really want it to be this one and not Fire. Look at this history lesson. I don't remember what the options were. Balls running through a metal structure. Hey, it's Ozzy. Is that Boston Rob back there? Oh yeah, I see Homer. I feel like I'm playing Where's Waldo. Davey's right next to Homer. Is that Tina? I got it. Hey, it's Tyson. Jam Jam. Is that Kim? That right there was a big Jeff gift. Like a Jeff Schroeder gift. I got you something. Jeff did talk to Ozzy. Big result. Who comes in second place in the challenge? Is it Aubrey? Is it Jonathan? Is it Rizzo? Or is it Joe? Yeah, I saw Tyson. Not only was it a t-shirt, but it was a t-shirt that was like poking fun at him. You know what I mean? A t-shirt that serves as a reminder of his now two-time failure. Okay, question to the chat. Have any of these four played Simotion before? Joe, Jonathan. Jonathan lost to Romeo. Joe lost to Kyle. I gotta say, I don't think Rizzo's gonna be great at it. I could be wrong. He does have long limbs. I feel like this is the kind of challenge where experience is not that helpful. Like, experience only really helps you not make dumb mistakes. But the rhythm and timing is kind of just like you have it or you don't. We're back. I don't think I like the finger snapping. I think you'd get too reliant on it. Ooh. Aubrey looked a little frantic there. Jonathan's timing seems to be the best to me right now. This is very like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Jeff has some like Willy Wonka energy. Woo. Someone's dropping. Jonathan. He had it there too. He just dropped the ball. Like literally. Rizzo. Rizzo. Rizzo lost focus. The slow mo. I'd be so annoyed if Jeff kept yelling and I was trying to focus. He almost dropped that. Aubrey is on top of it right now. Joe! Her arm. Let her hand loose. Joe's so mad. God damn it. Man, with that slanted wording, it was only 60%. Wow, both Rizzo and Jonathan lost on fire. Man, Tiff making bank with these commercials, no? Who needs confessionals? All right. Joe came in second place. Next prediction. Hmm. How about which side wins fire? Left or right? Now, I'm going to make this very clear. Left or right from our perspective, the viewer's perspective. So on our screen, whoever is on the left, that's the left. Whoever's on the right, that's the right. You don't know who's there, but you're going to have to make a guess. Left or right, which side wins fire? This is your Mr. Beast coin. Uh um what a moment. You can see it immediately. Like that jury vote in Co Wrong was such a big deal for the audience, but also for both Aubrey and Michelle. Aubrey came back and played 2 more times and couldn't get back to that final 3. She wins that challenge, and you can immediately see it in her face, in her whole body. Like, oh my God, I have a chance to redeem myself. Like, I finally made it back here. This moment in my life that's haunted me. This position. I finally climbed this mountain again, and now is my chance to rectify my past. I think it's really cool. Okay. If you're Aubrey, I think you. We know that Aubrey has wanted Rizzo in the final 3 with her, so it would not surprise me if she put Jonathan and Joe in fire. Um, I think like on the other hand, like do you want to give Rizzo like on one hand by bringing Rizzo with you, it continues to make you it continues to show people like I'm not concerned about Rizzo. It also gives him the opportunity to make the case that like look at my social game. We're back. I think ultimately you do just take Rizzo. Or you take Joe. I think Jonathan's the ideal person that leaves here. Hey! Practice did turn out to matter. To be fair, actual practice and not just like experiencing it once is a big difference. That's fair. Rizzo's story is the most similar to hers, yeah. And taking Joe is kind of a no-brainer. Like nobody's voting Joe. It's rough for Rizzo too because he didn't even really like he didn't have a chance to practice. Like obviously he could have practiced during the season, but it's tough when you're trying to actively play the game as well. Like he didn't get a chance to like go home and practice making fire. He immediately came back out. That's the most personal content we've gotten from him all season. Wow, this is maybe the most lopsided. They love to show lopsided preludes to fire making, but this one's really lopsided. Dude, careful. The non-jury. Why does he keep calling it non-jury? Like, have they ever used that phrase before? Wow, we're only halfway there. That's kind of wild. I'm pretty upset that we missed our like one shot of not having fire. I mean, I knew it was happening. The the wording on the vote was so obvious. But like it's just like the Suri edit. It's like, man, the fact that you teased it at all makes it worse. Um I feel like there's definitely a chance Rizzo wins fire here. I think they're like it feels like they're trying to set him up as a real rival to Aubrey in the final tribal. Whereas if he loses, it's like again Aubrey gets what she wants and everything looks so set up for her to just win. But maybe that's part of it. Maybe her getting what she wants is part of the winner edit. It's honestly probably I mean I say we I have a pretty solid assumption that Rizzo does not win this season at this point. With that in mind, I think it's definitely better for his legacy if he loses fire rather than goes to the final three and loses a jury vote. Cuz then he can be like the guy that lost fire twice who probably would have won both times or not both times. Who could argue that he would have won at least one of the times. Maybe, who knows, he could have won twice, but he lost fire twice. And like that as a reputation is a lot better than like the guy that lost the jury vote in the end. Like he no longer kind of has that. Losing a jury vote just kind of like saps away. And the thing too is that like you really can't even blame him for losing fire twice all that much. Jonathan's had 4 years to rectify his loss. Rizzo had like 20 days. And we're back. 9 days off, but like he, you know, Jonathan was practicing during the season, so I'm counting the season days. Those are some big smiles. The whole Sari and Tiffany. Oh boy. I gotta say, I feel like I've appreciated how quickly we're running through tribals and how straightforward we're being. Decent um story proposal. Not a good story proposal. The reason I said it was a bad story proposal, I feel like saying whatever happens was meant to be is just not an interesting story. It doesn't say you put in the work to redeem yourself. He is not talking like he won this game. Oh my god. Oh my god. He just spoiled his own show. I can't believe that just happened. I mean, okay. Okay, let's just think about this. Was that Jeff's fault? Because that whole segment doesn't make sense. Right? Like Jeff was following, I think, the correct script. It was the wrong segment at the wrong time. That segment was clearly supposed to be after fire making. My initial reaction was like, "Oh, Jeff screwed up and just accidentally dropped something." But the reason he was so confused was because he was following the script correctly. It was the segment was at the wrong time, which makes you wonder like what segment was supposed to be there. Was there supposed to be a segment there? Like did they just get cued cuz like Rizzo came out. So I wonder if it just wasn't supposed to be there wasn't supposed to be a segment yet at all. And somebody maybe it still was Jeff, but somebody cued the segment early. I can't believe that happened. I'm not gonna lie. This is This might be more entertaining than than having just watched fire. It was interesting. My initial reaction was like, I can't believe they screwed this up so bad. Like this really ruins the moment. They're building up this fire making thing, and maybe it will ruin the moment. Like this could really be a disaster to now be spoiled on that. We're back. We're back. He's doubled down. Some people might not have noticed. Jeez. I can't believe he did that. Just play the segment first. I guarantee you there's a large amount of people that didn't even notice what happened. But that was impossible to not notice. Come on, Rizzo, you got this. It's so hard for me to like. There have been moments where I've been very sure about who I thought was going to win, but there's always that little bit of like, you never know. Let us bet. Oh yeah, who's left? Is it Rizzo? Yeah. So right side wins. Give me a prediction. I'm feeling lucky. This does look like a blowout. Ooh, Jonathan's got some supporters. The cut to Cerie is brutal. He really whiffed on that. Here's what I want to know. Like, this is the point of these moments. Poll the jury, please. Hey, Rizzo. I guess you can't do it because it would be maybe a little spoilery. I want to know, would Rizzo have won if he gets there? The edit says no, but like that's because he didn't, right? All right. Right side one, fire. Next prediction. Who speaks first at Final Tribal Council? Aubrey, Jonathan, Joe. And I'm gonna make this like not like, oh, I walked in and said hi. Like who officially either answers a question or does their speech first. Um, I'm gonna call it. I think it was better that Jeff spoiled it. I think it was more fun because it wasn't close. It wasn't tense. And now Survivor has just a little bit of like a Big Brother Canada moment. You know what I mean? Could you imagine if Julie did that? If Julie just spoiled. I guess Julie couldn't spoil. There's nothing to spoil for Julie because all the feeders would know already. And technically she doesn't know the votes. So she couldn't really, even if she wanted to. She could spoil for the episode watchers, like the result of part 1 or 2. What's Jess saying? Probably just you should audition. Just more advertisements. We have a full hour left. They said there wasn't going to be like a proper reunion, but like we obviously can't have a full hour of Final Tribal. The guy from Castaway. Oh, we do have the Sia vote, yeah. Loved ones? My beautiful tall ass wife. Joe's wife to Joe. Do you think you got a chance this time? Jeff broke the stream rules. He's not kidding. She's taller than him. Joe's not a short guy either, I don't think. I'm sorry. The bright red overalls are killing me. But Joe, what did you do differently? But you were led by the hand to do that, is the problem. That's funny coming from Coach. He keeps saying non-jury. All right, it's in the hands of the fans. Is it non-jury or pre-jury? All right, I thought that was a fun segment. Um, listen. I do think that Jonathan played pretty well. Um, End of the day, he was the primary driver of that group of players who managed to outlast all of them, bring his goat to the end with him, and was theoretically one challenge away from pulling Rizzo to the end instead of Aubrey in a spot where, and who knows how this vote goes, but like I would assume he has a better shot against Rizzo than against Aubrey. Um, I really feel like his biggest issue is that he's just a bit abrasive. um, I mean, I think, well, there's two main things, right? One is that he's here with Aubrey in large part because of the way that Suri was able to carve up the game, which she was able to do by sort of leading Jonathan by the hand. Aubrey was able to, as she described it, peak at just the right time and sort of maneuver her way through because of the space that was opened up, I would say, by Suri. And so, you know, I do think that Suri really, again, like carved this game into a spot where Jonathan's power dwindled, and and Aubrey had opportunity to find cracks. And so that's a huge flaw for Jonathan, who could have stopped that if he had been able to recognize what Suri was doing. Um, and instead, he ended up losing a bunch of allies, and therefore losing a bunch of power and influence. Um, and then the other thing is that, like, Jonathan can't seem to help himself but get involved in these arguments at tribal, at camp. When he feels like he's right, he can't help but like argue back to somebody, which is not a good habit to have when you're the one often in power. Um, Especially when you're the one in power. Because as we just saw, like with Tiffany, who's on her way out, it's like you're not gonna like argue Tiffany into submission. Um, she's gonna feel the way she feels because she's the one getting voted out right now, and it's that sort of lack of social grace, I think, that costs him, and seemingly like would have, because as far as I'm aware, he was not going to win his original season either, um, for largely the same reasons. Um, so all right, we're back. It's all you make a mistake like that. It's all you can do to just have fun with it. Start with Joe. There you go. Good reminder that she was a robbed finalist, and that people called the jury that didn't vote for her bitter. Great positioning. Not bad from Jonathan, but I think he's going to need to win over the people he's not calling out there. Like he needs to win over people that weren't his allies. Miss Stephanie. Wow. Chrissy, like, really stumping for Jonathan. Not bad from Jonathan there. Mystery. This feels like a fight between the jury more so than the contestants. They're making Joe answer the tiebreaker between Aubrey and Jonathan. He can't even speak about his own story. This, I'm telling you, this is a jury fight. This is not a finalist fight. Suri defend. It's the jury. It's all jury. Great points from Suri as well. I'm telling the jurors have spoken more than the finalists by a huge margin. Joe's like, let me talk because they're gonna move past me if I don't. Duh. Oh, Suri. Suri, that's so mean. There's a time and a place, Suri. Great call out of three very important votes. This is what I mean. Abrasive, Jonathan. Oh, oh, those were bars. This is a good final tribal. They're really like interrogating them. Kristen doesn't believe him. I mean, Joe's final tribal performance is exactly who Joe is in the game. Just genuine and inoffensive. It's pretty annoyed at that one time. Yikes. Okay. Lot to comment on there. Great speech by Aubrey. I will say I don't personally love um the framing of she as opposed to just saying I. Um Maybe a personal thing, but like it makes it feel a little bit more detached. Luckily, she killed the speech. So like by the end, she put so much passion into it that it wasn't bad. Like it didn't matter that she was saying she kind of fell into a good rhythm there. And weirdly, uh by doing that, she kind of uh like Jonathan fell into that trap, and then Jonathan tried to repeat her rhetoric by saying he and talking about this big guy, which just really fell flat. Like it was all of the downsides of that separation and distance without any of the passionate storytelling that Aubrey had. I think he completely flopped that because he was trying to like replicate her uh rhetorical style. Um and that was the time for him to like speak from his own heart. And instead he was like, I worked on my speaking and my puzzles and my balance. Um and it's just like that's not quite what they want to hear. That's not a good story. That's you're not telling a good story there. Um, Now, you know, that was Christian's question. This wasn't like the final speech or anything that I would normally critique. Although they sort of positioned it like it was. Um, I actually feel like he came out of the gate doing pretty well. He had a lot of good talking points and was able to effectively use them. And I think that his final tribal performance here is a great kind of representative sample of Jonathan as a player, where like he started off doing well and he has on paper some good points, but over the course of the questioning, he starts to slip and he starts to get a little combative with Aubrey, and not in a way that feels in control. I think this is a really big part of it. When he says that he intentionally riled D up and stuff like that, you don't get that sense from Jonathan. Doesn't come off as a guy that's like, calmly poking the bear. He comes off as the bear, and so it doesn't feel um it doesn't feel genuine when he acts like he is the one doing the poking, if that makes sense. He's the one that comes off as bothered. And so that's just not the greatest look. Now I say all of this, and I say this every time because I love talking about final tribal performances. I love talking about jury questions, all of that. The caveat is always very little of this likely matters. They probably came in with their minds made up. I would say maybe even especially for this jury where they were clearly fighting amongst themselves more than they were even listening to the contestants for a good portion of that beginning. Jonathan, I think, clearly has some supporters, and I do think that there's a world where he could have won over. I think like the swing votes here are Emily, Christian, and Devins. And I think that they are inclined to go Aubrey. But I think we're back. I think that they are willing to go Jonathan. But I don't think he, from what we saw here, made a great case for them. I think he made a good case for his allies, but I don't know that he made a good case for those particular votes. Has Suri ever voted wrong in the jury? Yeah, I don't think she has. Big Brother, yeah. No big show. Here we go. He looks resigned. The total package. Three votes. I think three might be it for Jonathan. Yeah. Four. 5? Yeah, I think 3 is what he's capped at. Very happy for Aubrey. Yeah, so Jonathan only got Coach, Stephanie, Chrissy. Um, he was never like. I think the way that he acted toward the end cost him some things, but I don't think he was like. I think Suri and Tiff were probably always going to be leaning Aubrey. He clearly pissed off Ozzy. Like Ozzy could have been pissed at Aubrey for spilling her guts, but wasn't. And it really was, I think, like he needed to be able to like if he felt like his game was stronger, he needed to be able to pull votes from people like Emily and Christian who I think would have been very happy to look for who played the best. And he just wasn't able to do that. Yeah, so okay. I'm curious now because I remember reading I saw somebody say prediction market spoiled him. So Aubrey was spoiled. How long was Aubrey spoiled for? Because I feel like I didn't hear about Aubrey until very recently. Since the beginning. Wow. Like I'm not going to lie, like by I think by last week or the week before, there was a sudden surge of Aubrey predictions that I thought was a little suspicious. But it also kind of like made sense. And I also saw a lot of people with other like I never felt like there was a lot of specific but like I didn't see any of it early on. I really didn't think Aubrey was much of a contender for half the season. But yeah, last week when Suri left, I was pretty confident. But you never know. Like Gabler has me all messed up still. You never really know. But because I thought the season was spoiled and a lot of people were so confident, I was like, okay, it's probably just Aubrey. Um, but I feel like also sometimes spoilers are wrong. So it did make sense. Her edit was prominent throughout the season. We got a lot of personal content, a lot of story from her. Um, so the thing is, like, I think there's been a lot of. I think the fact that it was spoiled is bad because I think that like the more of a foregone conclusion it is, the more upset people are about it. And I've seen a lot of people like be really down on Aubrey. And it's like, I don't really get why. I mean, okay, here are the main things. I think people, the main thing I see is that she's like a sourpuss, which reeks of misogyny to me, quite frankly. We're back. We're back. She's still doing her final tribal speech. Mr. Jeff. Where does that come from? Is that a thing? Car curse mention. Give her a car. 2 million wasn't enough. She also needed a car. That thing's massive. Boy. Um. Yeah, it's so interesting. Jonathan is such an interesting player to me because it really does feel like he put so much time and effort into improving his game, but didn't quite manage to like look at the bigger picture, if that makes sense. And I say all of that again, like there's a very real world where all he really was just like one competition away from Aubrey out at 4. He beats Rizzo and Joe. Like we can harp on his faults all we want, but like he played pretty good. Um anyway, I think I think Aubrey is really interesting as a player in this season because we have already seen various versions of Aubrey to know that she's capable of playing a more kind of like dominant strategic game. Um, and I think it's really interesting that she called it out while playing that she was intentionally trying to do something different, which was like this whole metaphor with like cutting the bomb wires. Because that is like it's such a weird meta, but it is the meta for New Era Survivor, which is peak at just the right time. Um Now I say that she still did need to win that immunity or would have needed to win fire or whatever. Um but you know, playing a game from the starting position that she had, uh, and going for this kind of like, let me skirt around the edges and hope to peak at the right time and make it to the end. Like, it's a strategy that has won the game for many people in the new era. Um, so I find it really interesting. I don't think it's the strategy that people enjoy. I think that like I think that the audience doesn't. A large reason why the audience hasn't responded as well to the new era, I think it's largely due to editing more than most, more than other factors. But like, I also think that like the strategy that the new era has encouraged is not one that people enjoy watching as much. We're back. But what's funny is that like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we should do a prediction for Sia. Who wins Sia? Suri, Christian, Devins, other. I had to be quick. Oh, it's already over. Okay. We got to cancel it. Sorry. Oh, is that Kilby? I feel like Jeff is just saying words. The open era? What does that mean? Okay. Okay. So I think the idea is that in the new era, one of the bigger complaints, and I think very valid one, is that it got very formulaic. They introduced all these new things, and then they just did those things over and over and over. And so I think the concept here is the formatting for these seasons in the open era is going to be more random. Like it's not just gonna always be, this would be my hope at least, it's not just always gonna be beware advantages at a certain time. It's not always gonna be mergatory. It's like we're gonna do like, you know, we're gonna pull from the entirety of the show's history and just kind of piecemeal a season together. That's what I took from it. Maybe that's optimistic. But it would make sense to me. I think they need to move away from how formulaic it's been. Um, all right. Either way, here's my hope. Aubrey has been on, as she kind of said, both sides of the she deserved to win, she didn't deserve to win. My hope is that Aubrey, with her $2 million and her new car, is very well positioned to not give a fuck about all the supposed discourse that's probably happening or whatever. I think she played a good game. I think that she has given more to Survivor than most. And I'm very happy for her. Very happy for her. You know who else I'm happy for? Myself. Because I won the draft. Not only did I win the draft, first and second place. First and second place. Totally unspoiled as well. We did this draft when the cast was announced, before they even filmed. Before they even filmed, I did this draft. And I picked number 1 and number 2. In fact, all of my winner picks in the new era, and probably the rest of them, I don't know, unspoiled seasons. But what I think is even more interesting, and this would have been really embarrassing if this hadn't happened. I grabbed, this is Twitch. Let me know if you can hear this. Twitch and YouTube. The thing I like about Aubrey is that she obviously knows how to play the game and knows how to play it well. She also, like Charlie, had... You hear that, Twitch and YouTube? Okay. Here's the clip. The thing I like about Aubrey is that she obviously knows how to play the game and knows how to play it well. She also, like Charlie, had that sort of like robbed status, but she's now a couple seasons removed from that. So she's got like the respect, but not the immediate threat. I also think that she's in a good position to, I think, have good relationships, ideally, because I think that she can fit in pretty well with like the old school players, but also fit in with new school players if she needs to. The only problem she has, Rob,
yes,
is Q.
He did not like it that Mariah's favorite player was Aubrey.
Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem. And what was her biggest problem? Her initial tribe with Q on it was a big problem. I feel like that was pretty good. It was a pretty good read on the situation. But chat, audience, I'm not done. I'm not done. There's more to this clip. In the past, if they put her on a tribe with Q, I might be looking at the grenade. But listen,
made a mistake.
I think I'm gonna go with Michelle.
Wait, what's this?
I'm not sure I'm seeing like a really strong strategic player taking this game down. I'm seeing more of an under the radar, kind of subtle social game player taking this down. So that's kind of why I'm going with Michelle. I think she has the potential to blend in well and to get to the end and kind of take out a win.
Interesting. Interesting. I got both. Who needs to choose? Aubrey, Michelle, just win with both of them. Oh boy. Anyway. This tea really helped me. I'm feeling a lot better. Hopefully it lasts. Do I ever watch videos of my younger self? Let me tell you, no. Oh, let me tell you, when I went to clip that, I was like, oh my God, shut up, you stupid young fool. I mean, I pulled out a banger, but it's easy to pull out bangers when you're clipping content. Oh boy. Anyway, good stuff. Like I said, I enjoyed the season. I mean, I think that there were some good seasons in the 30s, or sorry, the 40s. I think there were some good seasons here and there. But I was getting a bit pessimistic about Survivor after 48 and 49. And it was a huge relief to be able to really celebrate the show and have all of these players return. And there was so much, I think, to cherish in this season, that I think that, like, I get it if people are disappointed with the results for whatever reason, but um like, we got to see Suri come back and dominate and play with her like big brother kind of strategy. Rizzo coming, like, doing back-to-back seasons, going out with on fire twice in a row is kind of wild. um we got to see Christian come back finally, and he was so fun. And that whole situation with Mike White was wild. Ozzy came back and got blindsided with an idol again in what is one of the most dramatic blindsides we've had since the last time it happened to him. Jeff spoiling fire making. Devins came back and was so much fun. Emily came back and was so chaotic. Colby came back and had like a new chapter to his story. The last time we had seen Colby was Heroes versus Villains, and we finally got to see like the Colby we remembered from Australia way back when, but so much older now. And this moment of like, this is what it meant to him. I just feel like there's genuinely so much here, especially for fans of the show who've been watching for such a long time. That like all of these characters and these players have these like updates in their story. Aubrey, who played 3 seasons basically in succession, took a decade off, started a family, came back, wins the game. It's a cool story too. Was the boot order amazing? Maybe. Maybe it wasn't. But did people love this final 5? Maybe not, but like, I think there was a lot to enjoy along the way. And I really think that this could have been a lot worse. And I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. And this is the most hyped I've been on Survivor in a little while. In terms of just like remembering why I love the show and remembering all these people that I care about. So that's about it. As always, check out the Patreon. That's where the streams are the best. That's what we have for Survivor right now. But on Patreon, I've got a bunch of Australian Survivor that you can watch if you haven't watched the most recent season. I've got some traders content on there. We've got all kinds of other shows to like. If you enjoy the reaction content, it's like a better version of that. And there's a bunch in the library right now. But of course, in what is now like less than 2 months, it's like a month and a half. It's like 6 weeks away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 6 or 7 weeks away. Big Brother coming back. Big Brother 28. Patreon's going to be a great place to be for that. We'll watch feeds together and episodes together, all that kind of good stuff. So come check it out. I appreciate all of you that are in it. I definitely also want to do like at least 1 or 2 like movie nights over there. And I will say as well, like I'm trying to work on the back catalog stuff. I was thinking when I was reading Rob's book, it made me think about like, wouldn't it be fun to do like a full watch through of Survivor on Patreon? It would take a while, but I also got to do Big Brother. You know, like I feel like I've got to do both at some point. You know, probably not anytime soon, but I think it would be fun. So stay tuned. The more people that come over to the Patreon who are interested in that stuff, the more I know there is in fact an audience for it. I did see the rumor about Dan Giesling doing another show. I mean, what I'd really love to do with Big Brother is kind of continue in the legacy of the documentary, in the sense that like we do a watch through with me providing context from the feeds along the way. I think there's a cool thing that we could do where it really does feel like the definitive viewing, because a lot of people don't have that context. A lot of work to go through the archives. So, like I said, come over to the Patreon. But I appreciate those of you over on Twitch and YouTube, regardless. In the short term, the Genius Season 4 is starting to come to a close. I'm going to do Bloody Game next after the Genius. I've got Traders UK Season 1 coming up. That's going to hit around when Big Brother starts. I'd like to get a season of Australian Survivor in as well, but I'm not sure that's such a long show. We just finished Secret Million Dollar Secret. There's a new Physical 100 Sweden that's coming that I'm actually kind of pumped about. I don't know if you guys know this guy, Emil. He's a climbing YouTuber, but he's going to be on Physical 100 Sweden. I'm pretty pumped about it. Emil's a really cool guy. So I'm interested. I really enjoyed the Physical Asia watch through. So, and then of course, Devil's Plan's coming. There's a bunch of stuff going on. All right. That's what I got. Come over to the Patreon. Thank you for being here all season long on Survivor. Survivor 51 will be here in the fall, and I'll be back for it. In the meantime, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you all later.